Continuing now with our post-debate coverage, Charles Krauthammer is in Washington, and Charles referenced Rand Paul is doing okay tonight. Here's an interesting exchange between Paul and Trump. Go.
Is Donald Trump a serious candidate? The reason I ask this is if you're going to close the internet, realize, America, what that entails. That entails getting rid of the First Amendment, okay? It's no small feat. If you are going to kill the families of terrorists, realize that there's something called the Geneva Convention we're going to have to pull out of. It would defy every norm that is America.
So they can kill us, but we can't kill them. That's what you're saying. And as far as the internet is concerned, I'm not talking about closing the internet. I'm talking about parts of Syria, parts of Iraq, where ISIS is, spotting it. Now, you could close it. What I like even better than that is getting our smartest and getting our best to infiltrate their internet.
So I thought that was a pretty good comeback by Trump. What do you think?
A pretty good comeback by Trump
on the internet stuff.
Well, I know, but
he was
on the killing of the brothers and the sisters and the children of terrorists?
Yeah, he just ignored it.
He didn't ignore it. He said, you can kill us, but we can't kill you. I mean, that's nonsensical. And it's beyond that. But then again, he gets away with a lot of that. Look, on the internet, if what he meant was that we infiltrate, that's everybody agrees with that. But that's not what he said. He said shut down parts of the internet. I'm not even sure what that means, but if it means actually shutting it down or preventing its use, I think that Rand Paul got the better of that exchange.
Now, do you think that hurts Trump? Because, again, he runs on emotion, and he pulls it right back into, okay, you're soft. I want to hold them all accountable. You know, Trump never goes and says, I'm going to kill the family members. He says, I'm going to take them out, or I'm going to treat them rough. You know what I'm talking about. It's all...
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, then let me explain it to you, Doc. It's designed to get votes. It's designed to get people emotionally allied with him. That's what it's designed to do. You know that.
Bill, you're in the business of saying words on television and writing them. The intent is to convey an idea or a thought. Either you believe that or you don't. I don't care what the motivation is, that I want to elicit an emotion. He says this stuff. Take them out. What does that mean? Take them out. So he was asked about that. He was asked specifically by the moderator, do you want to kill them? That was an opportunity for him to say, oh, by take them out, I meant to take away their bank accounts or expel them. He didn't. He basically agreed with that.
Okay. Do you believe that Donald Trump would murder people if he were president of the United States? Do you, Charles Krauthammer, believe he would murder people?
Well, if he doesn't want to, why did he say it?
Because he wants votes. He's doing all of this. It's theater to get votes. That's what he's doing.
So you're saying that this is a candidate for the presidency of the United States talking to the American people and the world and saying, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and that the words he says are meaningless. I have no idea what he would do as president. All I have to go on is what he says.
He wants to win, and he's going to say whatever, like almost every other politician, he's going to say whatever he thinks is going to put him over the top to win. But I'm not justifying it, I'm explaining it. And so people can make their own minds on whether you vote for a guy like that or you don't. But he's running as a rogue candidate. He's getting people whipped up so that they will like him because their emotion and his emotion coincide. So my next question to you is, with somebody like that on the stage, all of the other policy wonks, it's very tough for them to get attention or to get anybody to really zero in on what they're saying. North Korea, you think anybody gives a hoot? They don't.
Yeah, look, if you're asking me whether or not the debate or the lack of meaning in what Trump says is going to have any effect on his standing, then we agree. It hasn't up to now. Right. He said all kinds of things that don't make sense.
It's almost a brilliant strategy, though. It's almost brilliant if all you want to do is win. If all you want to do is win, it's brilliant because he marginalizes everybody else around him, because he's so provocative and tapping into the fear and anger that is pervasive among the Republican adherents. It's brilliant.
Well, if you're telling me that demagoguery untethered to the meaning of the words being used can be effective, well, there's a long history in humankind of that kind of demagoguery working.
That's what he's doing.
That's fine. Do you approve of it?
Do I approve of it? I can't really say whether I approve of it or not.
As a citizen, you think it's a good thing?
I think what Donald Trump is doing is both good and bad, in the sense that he is destroying a corrupt system. It's good. And it's bad in the sense that he goes overboard, that he goes too far. But our system is corrupt, and people know it, and he's destroying it.
And the cure for corruption is to say things that you are admitting he doesn't really mean.
I don't think he means them. I don't think some of it he means.
You think
he's going to build a wait.
That's
some
the way
of
to
it
go
he
after
means.
A corrupt system?
He's going to build a border. He's going to build a wall. He's not going to be able to deport people, but he doesn't care because that's what he wants to do. He's not going to be able to ban Muslims, but he doesn't care because that's what he wants to do. Look, I don't approve of all of this, but I'm just telling you that it's a brilliant strategy, and he's winning with it.
Look, there have been a lot of brilliant strategists in the past, I mean, who have succeeded, but it doesn't mean that one has to accept it as the only way to go after. And I would accept
Charles,
the premise.
I respect your opinion
system.
about it, but I think you're missing one ingredient. Look, Cruz is running as a conservative, all right, and conservatives like
He also accuses it of being a corrupt system, but he doesn't say, I'm going to kill the children of terrorists.
And that's what you have to evaluate. Do you want Ted Cruz, who's not as extreme as Donald Trump, but he's running as a conservative? But I'll tell you this, it's corrupt, Charles. The whole damn system is corrupt, and Trump is blowing it up. I'll give you the last word.
Look, I'm not arguing here that the system is not a corrupt system. I'm only arguing that demagoguery works, that when someone says things that you admit he doesn't mean, but is doing it entirely for effect, that one ought to go back and say, well, that's just politics. It is politics, that's true, and it's done to some extent by other politicians, but I think it ought to be called for what it is, demagoguery, and unless you're going to stand behind what you say and say, I mean it, it's rather surprising that you would think it's perfectly okay.
I don't say it's perfectly okay. I say it's a brilliant strategy. I say that there's some worthiness to exposing a corrupt system. I have been very tough on Donald Trump, and you know it when I've interviewed him. I've told him flat out he's not going to be able to deport people en masse, and he's not going to be able to ban Muslims from the United States. He's not going to be able to do it, all right, because the legal system would prevent that. I've told him that. But on the other hand, I know what he's doing, and what he's doing is he's shaking everything up, and maybe these people something good will come out of it, because we can't keep going to where we're going, Charles. We can't. This country's in desperate trouble.
I agree with you on the trouble. I don't agree with you on the solution, but then it's an honest,
I don't know if it's a solution.
It's an honest difference.
All right. And it's a great debate, and we always appreciate you. Thanks for staying up late. Plenty more ahead.